guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Katseye BBC interview Manon mix-up, Sserafim Eunchae Trend, Jennie and Lisa.
Not Katseye's Manon again, but was Sserafim Eunchae being disrespectful? Lara's age, Yunjin's hygiene, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. As for me, I've been crashing out over this background, crying to my mom, saying it looks like ChatGPT made it. It just looks so unnatural. I don't know what to do. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Without further ado, let's get into today's news. Katseye recently appeared on BBC Radio 1, and the interviewer is receiving backlash for the way that he pronounced Manon and for seemingly mixing her up with another Dream Academy contestant, Samara. However, they seem to have taken the interview down and re-uploaded it without that specific part. So this is the part in question.
Well, Manon, you blew your knee out during one of the episodes of the show, didn't you? And you had to sort of deal with that sort of thing. Because those sorts of things are very difficult.
So you see Sophia and Lara
look
look
at the girl,
towards her
look at her and smiling.
I mean, it happens all the time, you know, with so much physical.
So then instead in the interview, it just kind of cuts to her top.
Oh, she didn't say she do it. She said it happens all the time,
Right.
as in it sounds more general.
About taking care of their bodies.
Yeah.
It's really about just taking care of our bodies at the end of the day.
So reason number one he was receiving backlash was because of the way he pronounced her name. So Manon, when her name is pronounced Manon. You know, Doja Cat received backlash a while back for also saying Manon. And you know, people point to live streams where Manon has explained how her name is pronounced. I mean, they were also recently in Paris, and it seems she was really happy that everyone was pronouncing her name correctly. But here's some responses. Wait, I don't remember her getting injured in the documentary. Wasn't it someone else? Unless I'm missing something. This is kind of Lara catching on, and even Sophia being surprised. Only 3 black contestants were featured in the documentary surrounding Dream Academy, and only one made it into Katseye. We hope interviewers don't make the mistake of mixing them up again and respect Manon enough to look into the questions they're asking her. Mispronouncing Manon's name in every interview, telling them how majority of Brits don't think their ad is iconic, giving them flavorless food, mixing up Manon with Samara. UK interviewers do better. Mixing Manon and Samara up, mispronouncing her name, didn't even attempt to pronounce her name correctly, and asked her about an injury one of the only other black contestants had, as if it was her, and Manon still tried to answer professionally. One, you mispronounced her name, and then also there were 3 black women on Dream Academy, and none of them look alike. So my question is, did you watch Dream Academy, or was it blatant ignorance because Samara and Manon looked nothing alike? This is racist. Mind you, Samara and Manon have nothing similar except their skin color. The F is wrong with UK interviewers. First telling them how the majority of Brits think their ad is not iconic, now that. So then again, like I mentioned, it seems that they re-uploaded the interview and it seems that they cut out that specific part.
Ad not being iconic. That's hilarious.
What do you mean?
Remember when we did the interview with them and they had to guess, do you think UK think your ad was iconic? Yes or no? And they're like thinking, okay, why you pose me this question? First of all, to set me up. Of course they're gonna think it's iconic. And they're like, no, they don't think it's iconic.
Comments are still bringing it up. Oh, I see you reposted this. Let's remind the people of the part at 2 or 3 where you confused Manon for Samara. The part you cut out, Greg. Well, Manon, you sort of blew out your knee during one of the episodes of the show, didn't you? And you had to sort of deal with that sort of thing. Those sorts of things are difficult, aren't they? Manon, I mean, it happens all the time, you know, with so much physical work, something's bound to happen at some point. There's of course a lot of people praising her professionalism because when she was asked that, she just went with it. She didn't correct the interviewer. She just, you know, said, oh, you know, like things like that happen, right? Which a lot of people are praising because I'm sure a lot of people would really want to be like, whoa, yeah, that wasn't me, by the way. This is definitely my first time seeing this video. Not them editing out the part where he mistakes Manon for Samara. Now, of course, it's only been uploaded about an hour ago, but some fans feel that BBC Radio 1 need to address it rather than cutting out the part. Hoping they address it instead of just deleting the whole interview and hoping people forget about it when they inevitably repost it with that part removed. But let me know your thoughts about this. Specifically, what do you think of Manon's response and how would you want to respond? I know there's like a PR-friendly way to respond, which I think she did great, but deep down, how would you want to respond? Let's start.
We just did this in a K-pop news video. We talked about it for a good 10 minutes or so you guys can check that out.
Recently did a TikTok trend.
I think she handled it pretty professionally speaking, so there's not too much commotion. It's sad that she has to do that, but I love that she has fans that, you know, stick up for her too at the same time. So hopefully this doesn't happen in the future or people learn how to say her name.
Respond. Sserafim recently did a TikTok trend, the Bees in the Trap TikTok trend. Basically, one person sings the first part, and then you kind of turn around to somebody else who does Nicki Minaj's rap part.
I feel like the best part of that trend is doing Nicki Minaj's part. So I always, when I see this trend, I'm like, oh, the person who's starting on first don't get the fun part to do. They get the supporting role.
Little look at it without getting a copyright claim, question mark. We have that first part, and then Nicki Minaj's part comes up, and then the other person raps it, right? But look at what Eunchae does during the rap part. So this became a topic of discussion because some people felt that it was disrespectful to Nicki Minaj, basically claiming that she didn't know the lyrics, that she just covered her mouth the entire time. Now there are some fans coming to her defense basically saying there's a lot of swearing in this song, so of course she just covered her mouth so they could still be able to do the trend.
Bitches ain't shit, they can't tell me nothing, something like that, right? I mean, there's a lot of cursing. I think she would recover for that.
But let's read some responses. Covering her mouth because she
Yeah, because 100 motherfuckers and tell me nothing. Yeah, there's a lot of cursing, yeah.
doesn't know the lyrics. Yeah, I'm not gonna read this one, but it's interesting. There's some people just getting quite mad that she
Even if she doesn't know the lyrics, I mean, why does she have to know the lyrics?
She wanted to do the trend. Everyone's doing this trend. All ages.
I mean, okay, I will say, yeah, if you are doing the trend, you kind of should know what you're singing, so that
Yeah, that's true.
that is why she should know the if it was just in not doing the trend but randomly like the song came on, or like I don't know, I guess you couldn't expect her to know the lyrics, but since she knowingly did the trend, chose to do the trend, and then but again, I don't think it's about the lyrics. I think there's a lot of cursing. She just didn't want to curse, like, you know, part of the being overall in K-pop, they don't really curse like that.
she did that. But like I mentioned, there were some fans coming to her defense. On one hand, citing the swearing issue, you know, because there's a lot of swearing in the song. Of course, Eunchae's covering her mouth. Some people saying English isn't her first language. But of course, let me know what you think. Do you think it's really disrespectful? Or do you think it's just an interesting way to censor the song? Kind of. But that's actually not it for this trend in general, because Jennie and Lisa also took part in the trend. So of course, Jennie doing the first part and then Lisa doing the rap part. But then people noticed that the TikTok was deleted, not even 24 hours yet, and it's already reached to 7 million likes. Keep streaming this.
Well, I hope everybody in the comments called them out for an apology that is overdue for half a year now.
Is the equivalent to every Blackpink comeback. Not them deleting that Jen Lisa TikTok. The ship only sailed half a day and now sank. Not this edit. Wait, what the heck? The iconic Jen Lisa TikTok gone. We'll hold this moment in our hearts forever. But then people started noting that the TikTok, well, the short video was still up on YouTube. So maybe people were reporting the video on TikTok and it was in review for a little bit. That's why we couldn't see it, because now it's back up. Jennie put the video back up. Of course, again, let me know your thoughts. I think it's funny that this is like comeback news essentially, or like the equivalent to it. How old is Katseye's Lara? So of course, Lara just turned 20 years old and was celebrating her birthday. She said she was surrounded by people she loved and that she was gifted red bottoms. But the fact that she turned 20 actually turned into a huge discussion online, because it seems that some people thought that she was actually older. This isn't a new conversation surrounding Katseye. I mean, recently the girls' ages were brought up because people were criticizing the company, saying that they were over-sexualizing the group. And now with Lara turning 20, there's definitely more of a focus on her with this conversation. So there were people tweeting out that they thought she was older, and then people joking about those types of tweets as well. What do you mean she just turned 20? All that time I thought she was 27, 30
to
something.
have comments like that. You really have to be confident in yourself.
She looks her age. Y'all are ridiculous.
I thought she was 27 to 30 something. Yeah, I don't know if that, or I was personally, I thought she was on, because I guess also I didn't know that the girls were up to like 23. I knew that the oldest was 23-ish. So I did think Lara was the oldest though. So that's why, like, for me, I was thinking she's 23 because 23 was a cutoff. I knew that. If I didn't know the ages, like straight up seeing it, I don't know. It's really hard to say, you know, like I can't just pretend I don't know. So I can't say that, but I did think she was also older, just not 27 to 30, but that's because I knew she was up to 23. So
Lara is 20. For real, I thought she was 76. OMG hype. She turned 20. All this time I thought she was 72-80.
Okay, they're just kidding at that point. That's 27 to 30 maybe is the real response. But no, 7, come on.
Just call Yunjin stinky. Sserafim recently did an interview, and Yunjin was basically explaining her hair, and if her hair is greasy, it'll get greasier. If she wears a hat, so she wears a claw clip.
우리가 떡졌어. 모자를 쓰면은 더 떡이 지니까 나는 이렇게 해서 이렇게
Now,
묶어
what's
하고
gonna
I do
happen?
like a
Every
claw clip.
time she's wearing a claw clip, they're gonna say, "Oh, her hair is dirty."
맨날 하잖아. 맨날 하죠?
You know, the fortunate thing is that no one in the room was wearing a claw clip, because that would have been awkward.
Oh, okay. This is something we didn't get yesterday when we watched this.
하고 I do like a
Watch.
claw clip. 맨날 하잖아. 맨날 하죠?
It wasn't even Eunchae, somebody else pointed out that, oh, Eunchae? No, Chaewon. Why is it Eunchae? Anyway, it wasn't Chaewon. Somebody else said, oh, you always do this though. And then Chaewon is like, oh, so you never wash your hair?
Hey, go back. Honestly,
We didn't get that yesterday.
이렇게 묶어 하고 I do like a claw clip. 맨날 하잖아.
So it wasn't even like.
But she was loud about it too. She's doing too much. I mean, I told you how I felt.
No, to me this changes things a little bit. It does.
Still trying to shade me.
You're
shading me.
No, but it wasn't Eunchae.
So she needed a double team.
No, somebody said, "Oh, but you do that all the time." I was like, "Oh, hold up, so this was a setup for punchline in that case. This was good."
No.
So then, of course, the members are making fun of her, basically saying, you know, you do that all the time, though. Do you never wash your hair? So, of course, a lot of people thought this was a fun interaction between friends, but some people thought they were being mean girls. Before anyone tells me you should make friends, they're just joking. I have to say that none of my friends would bully me like that in front of cameras. Thank goodness I have kind friends. Y'all try so hard, OMG. The concept of overanalyzing everything that Sserafim says, K-pop fans really don't have anything to criticize and start a controversy about them. Like, give it up already. Y'all are just proving spaghetti right. I believe these people don't have friends at this point. Friends roast each other more brutally than this. Yunjin was clearly laughing about it. Some people just have to overthink and overcomplicate things.
Yeah, there is Eunchae.
It's clearly a joke. Fans are overanalyzing things. So we did not see Yunjin dying of laughter, or are we blind? I just think of second gen and how mean the members were to each other compared to today. You can see that Yunjin thought it was funny because she literally died of laughter. The only people complaining are chronically online with no friends. But of course, let me know your thoughts. Kiss of Life recently dropped their music video for Lucky.
So actually, it was Eunchae who said, "Do you do that all the time?" And then Chaewon said, so I was subliminally, I knew what I was saying. Okay, I was just confused.
We get to live another
But it seems
yes,
like
thank
fans
you.
noticed this
Ooh,
specific photo
they
in
don't
the
cancel
music
me
video.
yet.
So as we can see, it says Kiss of Life. It's the four members painted, but some people were taking issue with the skin tones portrayed. I got two questions. Is this supposed to be them? Two, if it is, why are they black? The poster is three black girls. The art, OMG, they are the most tone deaf people ever. It seems some fans are trying to say that it was a gyaru style. It seems the members did post up close shots with the photo. So some people are saying they're actually red. But what do you think of this photograph? That wasn't the only criticism for Kiss of Life, however.
This does look a little red here. I don't know. I don't know.
Some people were also accusing them of copying 5e. So let's look at the original clip. And then Lucky. Like, is it just the light up truck aspect of it? So of course, let me know your thoughts about that. So
And this, you know, the copying accusations in K-pop is always iffy. Unless 5e come out, their director comes out, says, "Oh guys, this is copied," then, you know, we could, like what happened with what's her name in France, Isolde. Now that was legit. She came out that, so unless like we see that, I don't really even want to talk about that because we get it like every week.
Let's move on to K-pop shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and/or quick news. Netizens have found more quote-unquote evidence in BTS Jungkook and aespa's winter dating accusations. So it seems that Jungkook wanted to eat pizza on a specific day, and fans found that Winter had actually posted a photo of pizza. Yes, that is it. There's this clip of Rise's.
That's pizza with chips on it?
They look like pickles, like.
Oh, pickles? Oh, I thought it was a chip. Corn? We see, goddamn. Korean pizza is interesting, man.
Wonbin at the airport, telling a couple who he is, and them even searching him on their phone.
Wait, who's saying this?
Wonbin.
in my new EV.
I don't know who that is.
I found it on cars.com.
Hmm?
So he's telling people this is who he is?
I guess it was a small talk, like, you know, like, because I think it's in the States.
That is so awkward. When people ask,
You know, Americans be talkative, like, and they like to talk to random people, so maybe it's just like a small
me
talk.
about my channel, and then like they bring it up in front of me and start watching a video, I'm like, can you not? What are we doing here? It seems that aespa's Winter's Chinese bar are boycotting aespa. They basically said, starting today, Team Winter will boycott all aespa group activities. Despite years of requests from fans and consumers asking for basic fairness, our feedback has been ignored. We no longer see hope in this group. Recently, while Winter had 5 solo schedules in a row, not a single one was mentioned or promoted. Who could possibly understand that? From now on, we will not spend a single cent on aespa's group activities or promotions. We will only show our love and support for Winter as an individual. So there's some people in agreement with this, or other people saying that there's some aespa members who have it a little worse. All Day Project are releasing a digital single called One More Time, and people have been discussing Tarzan's hair, specifically his lack of braids. As we can see, he doesn't have them. Fans are worried about Tua's Shinyu because he showed his phone background and it simply just says diet. Fans have noticed that Blackpink's Lisa changed her choreography for Rockstar while performing in Indonesia. This is what it looks like now, but previously it looked like this. We remember this infamous clip, right? Guys, 10 years ago, Lily was...
where she was performing so she was sensitive to that.
Oh, damn.
But she was sensitive to other things too.
Yeah. They're never gonna live that down, huh? So yeah, I think this is because a very religious Muslim country, Indonesia. I think for that reason she changed it. She didn't want to go to prison. Yeah.
Featured on GOT7's If You Do. So she made a clip lip syncing to it.
I'll just go to sleep.
I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, what? I'll just go to sleep? And then I just wanted to share this with you. Another piece from Tiffany's old blog, so Girls' Generation Tiffany. Thursday, March 27, 2006. Debut. PD Nim just told me that I'd be debuting next year. I'm so freaking excited. The best part of the news is that I'm going to be in the band with my Tay Tay. I just can't believe I'm going to be a singer. My dreams are coming true. To be honest, I've never thought I'd make it this far, but God and my little Tay Tay helped me and showed me that being the way I am is completely enough. I'm so grateful to have you in my life, Tay Tay, even though you won't understand this, and I hope you can feel how much I cherish you. Steffo. I don't know if this is real, but I remember seeing posts of like Jessie saying like something about Tiffany being in a girl group, but anyways. Let's move on to a little discussion segment. I want to do a podcast episode literally called Is K-pop Becoming Boring? Has K-pop gotten boring? I don't know. So maybe you can leave me some of your thoughts as well. But this is inspired by Sserafim because people have been discussing their quote shocking visuals. And I just, like Yunjin's no eyebrows, their facial expressions, and even Chaewon's hair. Like to me, these are just fun things, It's not like it's permanent or anything. Obviously, it's a wig. But like these are just fun aspects to styling. And it seems that a lot of people are complaining about it. Like it just feels like this is the reason why idols aren't really experimenting with their looks all that much. Like obviously we understand it's a very beauty centric industry, right? But like to not even be able to experiment, I don't know, that feels a little sad. So I wanted to know what you thought of that. But I reckon that is basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining.
Is K-pop boring? I think there's diamonds in the rough in K-pop. Like if we take every single drop that drops like in a given week, like 9 out of 10 is going to be boring. Like it is what it is. They all sound the same. But there's one drop that is interesting. So like last week was Sserafim's, not last week, I think they dropped the week before that. Spaghetti. I didn't like it, but it was interesting. It was cool, like something different, it was fun to watch. So there are like interesting drops that happen every week, every 2 weeks. Like one group drops something interesting, something different. But a lot of it is boring. In K-pop defense, you can make the same argument for the West.
Yeah, true.
For like, I've been dragging American hip hop now since we started YouTube. I feel like it's just been trash, straight up garbage. Like very rarely, like this song, I feel like there's one good hip hop song, Jid with Offset Bodies. That's it. Maybe a couple Cardi songs are okay, but like so, I don't say, oh, it's only K-pop that's boring. No, like there's as is American hip hop boring too, pretty boring nowadays. R&B is good. R&B has been actually very exciting. Pop has been okay this year, maybe a little weaker, but Taylor dropped, that was kind of exciting. So it's just, I think because there's so many different groups that the machine itself, they're just like flipping like pancakes, and like in all the music industry in all of the countries, maybe not all countries, but like America and Korea, they're doing the same thing, kind of. They're just flipping pancakes. So it is boring. But there are, eventually you'll find something interesting. It's just what's a little annoying when the fans expect that everything that they group is interesting. Like, no, it's not. Like, a lot of it is boring. Like, as I said, the last interesting drop was probably the Sserafim Spaghetti. Oh, N-Team had a drop. That one was pretty interesting too. That they had that one song. But yeah, like usually we find like one good song a week. Like I would say, like on average, like from K-pop, if it's a good week, we'll get 2 songs, but I don't think there's ever more than 2 good songs a week in terms of, unless like they drop like an album. Yeah, sure, then that the whole project might like, Twice that album was pretty good. So the whole project, but I think that is like, it's boring. It's like a lot of repetitive same, like, because especially when you don't understand the language, it sounds the same. Like here in the West, what kind of helps is the messaging in the song, so you can relate to that makes it a little interesting. When you don't understand the message, or when there isn't one, because in K-pop a lot of times there is no message, they just boom bye it's just like a bunch of sound noises, so that makes it kind of boring too. So, yeah, that's my answer to her question.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Rate, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. As always, share as much kindness as possible.